some very talented artists in our field of players, and we have their much prized work with us on the desk. So we'll be looking at that shortly as we get back from the players on the stage. We've also had a little go ourselves of doing some logos, and we'll show you what we're capable of, because, you know, we're not just pretty faces, guys. We're also artistes in our own right, correct, Toffees?
We were supposed to be drawing logos? I thought we were making paper airplanes.
Oh, God. Are you going to chuck something in the crowd, mate? It's health and safety.
I really failed at that assignment here.
All right, let's see. Can you throw it?
Throw it, bro.
All right, it's gonna be a bad one.
Everyone's waiting for you.
Yeah.
Oh,
a disaster.
that's a disappointment.
That looked like a Bitloft drop.
Oh, okay. Guys, you just keep talking. I'm just doing a bit more artwork.
Okay.
He's going.
Why don't you show off?
You show one off. I got one right here.
Show off your favorite one from the players, or
from the players.
Yeah.
I gotta go with Profi. He wanted a test run, but he didn't get it. Let's see if we get the camera over here.
Yeah.
There
we go.
No, you can't see that.
It's really hard to see it. Maybe if we put one behind.
There you go.
Oh,
that's pretty good from Profi.
I guess it should be like that. It's Cloud9 logo, and I mean, it's like 3 different faces on it. I guess it's 4 people, so it's the team itself.
I like the likeness of McClutch here. It really, if you've met him in person.
Yeah, you got the chin there as well. That's an important feature.
Solid.
Yeah, I have a a phase up from 8C. We're a bit overexposed. There we go. Look at that. It looks more like a picket fence outside of a house.
Is that your G2?
This is my G2 in Cloud9.
That's pretty good, actually.
The G2. I literally just did it right just now.
Not as good as
a signature.
Almost as good as Rachel. You gotta make Rachel draw one of these. She's a fantastic
artist. And this is some really great imagination from the Hell Yeah Brothers, boys.
I think Red Canids wins on that.
Yeah. Agreed. Anyway, so, right, we're at Championship Sunday and talking about Red Canids. Let's look into this team a little bit more. We've got their kills and stats on screen. Rusty Zera, 16 frags, 14 knocks. That's very impressive. Andy with 11 and 10. I mean, other than Rusty, what stands out to you on this team?
I mean, I feel like all the damage is kind of similar to all the players, even with Rusty Zera. So that kind of shows that, hey, everybody's putting in their effort for it. It's just that Rusty Zera, he's doing more of the clutch work, getting that last shot on them.
I mean, the reality for me is Red Canids is one of the teams to sort of keep an eye on throughout this tournament, in my opinion. But they just seem to be doing average, right?
Yeah.
They're sort of getting these average placements and these average kill counts, and they haven't had sort of an explosive moment. They haven't had their win yet, or their time to truly be in the spotlight. Sure, sliding a Suburban in backwards in the middle of a fight is neat, but we need these guys to close those down, to put up a big number, and to put up, maybe stand there and talk to Rachel. So I'm hoping this game or the next one is the one where they break out, they stop being okay with sort of their average placement and start really pushing to the envelope a little bit. They're just in the middle of the pack.
I thought Red Canids would be the big team of Latin coming in here. They played at the FaZe Global Summit as well. They didn't make any roster changes, which the other 2 did. Oh, who's that guy? I think I've seen him somewhere before.
I like the beard.
It's something different with him.
Yeah, no, he's been watching the NPL. He was like, I love that beard vibe. I gotta bring it to bear.
Yeah, great to have Brendan here. I think he deserves a round of applause for setting everything in motion, right?
Do you think the beard is the special project that he's been working on?
It might be.
For the new special projects division? I think
Yeah, so looking at our leaderboard table, Red in 10th with 64 points. If they have a couple good games, they could improve. But I think, the story of Latin America right now is Bitloft after that first match.
I mean, but it's still a big win for them, right? For a long time, we were seeing sort of Team Secret come out here and represent South America at all of these international events, and every single time it was like they showed up at a LAN and things just fell apart. It's good to see some new teams, some new blood, some guys who've been waiting for their chance to get out there. I mean, we saw some of Savage once upon a time, working their way through qualifiers, but we never got to see them on the main stage. And now Bitloft is standing up for the whole region, I think, and saying, don't look elsewhere. We are strong. We're not a minor region, and we don't want to be treated like that.
Patrick, final words with you before we head over to the casters.
We saw Bitloft coming in strong from the start, actually. First game, they got a 3rd place with 2 kills, and they followed that up with a 2nd place with 11 kills 2 games later. So, I mean, they've been there all the time. Just a little bit of below everybody else, I guess.
Thank you so much, guys. Match 2 is ready to go. High Pocket D-Man, take it away.
Yes, thank you very much. And carrying on from that, Bitloft obviously moving into the top 5 is a massive deal. It's a massive deal. The fact is, they're ahead of Na'Vi. And I know yesterday, after talking to Bestalosh, he was not happy with Bitloft at all.
No, I mean, that's one of the worst ways to die is by having a team that, you know, arguably, from the outside perspective, has nothing to lose by dropping with a team like Na'Vi, but to prove themselves. So, I mean, to see them now, this is going to make our Wrangle series later very, very interesting.
Yeah.
But, I mean, going a bit further than that, really, down to 9th place, we're looking at these teams can all switch around places because there's only, you know, 15 points in it.
Someone just needs a big day. I mean, that's what we just saw with Bitloft. They just picked up a 20-point game, and sure as hell, immediately they shoot themselves out of the mediocrity and into the top 5. That's exactly what they wanted to do. So we'll see how it continues on the Miramar, of course. It does mean that Team Liquid are just 4 points clear at the moment. And really for Liquid in that last game, it was all about the play to go south, right? The change. Everybody else went straight forward, direct line, route A, west to east as soon as they could get that circle shift. We saw FaZe and Spacestation and Na'Vi and Athletico all clashing in that northern side, even Tempo and Ghost in the end as well getting involved in that. Meanwhile, Liquid, they just had themselves the freedom. 17, you could just saw him on screen there having a bit of fun, has brought a bit of, I would say, discipline and also mental strength to the team.
Yeah, and it's all about that, you know, in between game resetting. And like I said yesterday, no team would come out of the games that Liquid had yesterday and not be frustrated. So
yeah.
to have that kind of, you know, mental fortitude to come back and say, look, stick to the game plan. We know what we're doing. Just go into the next game with a completely clean slate. And actually, ultimately, the last game is something that, you know, isn't really typically what we see Liquid do. They lose one early and they go for this dive.
100% Balok's dad there.
Oh,
that is like, I mean, there's no mistaking that that's Balok's dad. there's no doubt in that whatsoever.
Either that or it's Balok with face app.
Balok with face up. That's a bit rude. That's a bit rude.
How is it?
I mean, I guess. But there they are, the 64 players, all well 63. Chris pops in, there we go. See, an alpha performance from Chris today. He's had a good laugh with him earlier on, but here we go. Plane in the air, it's a rough one. It's gonna be over on the eastern side of the map. Passing over Tor Armada, Cruz del Val, and down to Los Leones. It does mean problems for, say, FaZe Clan. Do they go Monte Nuevo? Do they go down the southern edge? I wonder. Or do they go up in the north? They've come out alongside Na'Vi, who we know are going to be going La Cabrera. I wonder if FaZe is going to go Tor Armada here.
I mean, this could be a big switch up here. There's obviously other teams that are affected by this, but
G2 have gone north as well.
Yeah, G2 back to their typical, well, a bit further north than we'd see them typically drop. All eyes on kind of SSG now, because obviously they don't have their Pozo. Pozo isn't obtainable here. So we're going to see quite a congestion around the south side of Los Leones, because that's their audible drop. So typically, obviously, Na'Vi's audible drop is down to Valdemar and actually South Coast. So this could free up a bit of space for them.
Yeah, with Senya coming in, it's kind of forced them almost always to go La Cabrera as much as they can. They did hit Valdemar yesterday, right? But it looks like they're going to be sticking to Armada. It's probably because they saw another team in the air. It does look like they're actually going to continue looting up here with Cruz del Val. Ordinarily in Europe, they'd be clashing with, say, Raise Your Edge up this way, but because they're not in the tournament, it does free their space up as the observers have a little fun with us. Atletico, obviously back in their usual spot. I
Wow.
see Singularity in the Knights. I'm going to say right
on top
next
of each
to
other.
each other.
Drayden's hitting him.
The punch is on. Drayden, he's a big man. I wouldn't mess with him in real life, but I tell you what, you're not getting away with that. The UMP comes out. Drayden tries to fist it. Well, Pome in the back. He could catch all 4 members here. M16 in hand.
I mean, this is huge now for Singularity, because they're a team that obviously they're in a position where they can really mess with some other teams, but picking up 4 free kills at the start of the game here could be huge. Looks like he's going to pull away, but I'm not sure what switched up here for Singularity, because this is outside of their typical drop pattern.
Well, same with the Knights. Obviously, they're trying to go as long as they could over towards Power Grid and realizing that somebody is dropping with them, and they've basically all gone as 4 onto it. It can sometimes backfire, but this time it looks like it's worked out. They've picked themselves up the point. And everybody now maneuvers back into position. So we've got Space Station down the south now on a bit of a wide loot. FaZe look like they're going to stick around where they are. We can see the circle, ironically, has gone deep over to the western side, despite the fact it was an eastern plane path.
Yeah, and actually this would have been a great circle for SSG and FaZe, actually, with their typical spots. But it's looking like SSG have got enough space with Well, red over here, we're just outside north of Los Leones here, but over to the west side, but pretty close to Team Liquid. So this is a bit different from we've seen red early game.
Well, Rusty Zira, let's see what he has to say. A little smiley face. Let's see how he's doing.
Yeah, we always try to have a fixed location to drop and loot, so we get used to rotation paths and all that kind of stuff. And depending on the first circle, we loot a little bit more, or we try to go out early to get a good position in the circle. Yeah.
Well, he's the top fragger at the moment for them. We'll see how it works out, because it's very much a spread loot pattern. Really kind of bumping in between Ghost and Singularity and Incognito. It's just a messy loot path. La Bendita, we've seen a circle finish here a couple of times. It's a rough old circle when it goes into this crashed area.
Yeah, actually elsewhere on the map, we do actually see Extreme sending it really early to one of these kind of high-priority compounds in the center of the circle, just coming southeast out of Pozo. But I like this move over from Athletico, because, again, this is one of those spots we talk about where it's high traffic. People will be scouting these compounds. There's a lot of open terrain around it. So, actually, there's a possibility of picking up some rotation kills if he can get a teammate over to him.
There's a big potential for Team Liquid in this circle as well, because they tend to move around 4-minute mark. We are looking at 4 minutes, and sure enough, I can look at the map and see them starting to get mobile. Incognito all coming out of Los Leones as well. And the fact is, because it was such an eastern playing path, there's nobody over here on the west.
Yeah, and these compounds that we typically see, locally, actually, yeah, connecting with some shots onto a transitioning Cloud9 here. Nerf's actually trailing a bit behind. Not going to connect with anything now, but Nerf looks like he's stopping. Nerf's got out.
He has got out. He took a decent amount of damage, but turns it back on him, and Singularity forced to back off that one. The H-Win's coming in. They want a kill. We were talking about it on the desk. In North American teams, they realize they need the kills, they need the fights, and that's what they're going looking for. Can't go solo. Wait for the backup to arrive and then push him in.
I mean, they've also identified now that there's only one person here. Because only one person has shot at both vehicles transitioning, actually, he's actually set on fire with a Molotov. Yeah.
Got him. Yeah.
Great work from H-Win there. And actually, this is the energy we want to see from Cloud9.
It's the aggression, but is it 2 days too late? That's the question. They got a long way to go. You can see down to 48 points, Cloud9. They're going to have to go and have a mega day. Look at Ghost. They've also got Pome camped out down below. They kind of loot near each other as well. M249 going to the Rumblers. Microfry. See what he can do with that later on. Oh, my word. Look how congested it's got. They're running around this compound. So a lot of these teams banking on the fact that it's going to pull east.
Yeah, and to be fair, most of these compounds are unoccupied because of, like you've already said, the plane being so far east. You know, FaZe haven't got first dibs on the compounds they would typically go to.
Team Liquid, they've gone for a wide 2-2. Both Samty Jempty off on the right-hand side, almost in Picado, whereas James and Ibby over in this second compound with Incognito and Rumblers right around them.
I was going to say, Incognito have actually managed to get in between and split this, so RealZex does spot Athletico coming to regroup with Extreme.
Oh,
not going to connect with anything. Does hear the horn from Flood as he goes past, but... Oh, actually, he lands the head
as well. He caught the tire on Luke, so Luke's had to pull up, so he's had to try and get in and help him out. No, I tell a lie. Oh, no, he has. He's lost his back tire.
Yeah,
Luke has, definitely.
Yeah. But this is what we want to see. Atletico sending an Extreme early, and actually the Knights aren't able to capitalize on that split. We do see Cloud9 transitioning toward Power Grid here.
They're going to pass Knights as well.
I was going to say, I'm not sure if they're going to get caught out here.
Knights almost certainly will go for shots. We just saw Reels doing it, and he's wanted in Snark over there. So we'll see whether they try and push on them. Everybody else trying to rotate around. Look at Spacestation. Their rotate's worked out wonders, hasn't it?
Yeah, but they are very, very split. So Headstone needs to be careful about what compound he selects, but also at the same time what compound he's going to look to scout, because he's not going to have anybody there to obtain that.
Because FaZe are almost certainly going for a similar compound. They're going to continue in and around El Pozo. Hell yeah, brother. Outside the north side of San Martin, working their way through, scouting away. G2 doing what they do, coming in late, coming in on the edge. That's what they love. Tempo also on that deep south rotate as well as G2 come rolling through. Udia, is he looting back there? What's he doing? Is he getting a bit of fuel maybe for a car? I don't know. Okay, so FaZe, we've got to see where they're going to go. Are they going to go in towards Space Station? Because they pulled up on the hill compound. I think they probably want to go more central here, even through Monte Nuevo, and maybe try and form one of the compounds to the eastern side of Monte Nuevo, which at the moment, there are a couple empty still.
Yeah, and actually we're actually seeing Cloud9 actually the Pittsburgh Knights over at Power Grid. Looks like Knights are happy to kind of settle for this. They don't want to push too far, obviously, west now to take the Junkyard compound at the top of the hill, but I'm not sure if Cloud9 wants to settle for the rocks this early.
I'm surprised to see Ghost committing to Picado. They've decided to actually go in Picado, which is very unusual. Technically, you can defend it because you have quite a few high buildings that you can cover along ground, but here we have Spacestation and FaZe. We knew they were no close to each other. They have slowly grouped. Valiant's still not with the team. He's still a long way down on the south road. So at the moment, they're kind of separated. They do hear the vehicles, though, so they know that there are a team nearby.
Yeah, but Headshot's actually gone all the way over to the compound. And obviously the problem being Baha and J-Sank are up on this hill. Unless they can spring a trap, yeah, it looks like FaZe Clan are actually going to crash into Headshot.
They're going to pass.
They're going to pass by.
They want to go through Monte Nuevo. They want to go over to the compounds to the east. I'm almost certain.
No, they're out.
They're pulling up. They're pulling up. This is not good because Space Station and, well, I don't know. I mean, they're separated, but they know they've caught someone off guard here. Mexi, does he know? He sees the vehicle, surely. Him and Aitzi, yeah, they do. They know there's somebody in here.
I mean, this is the problem now. Valier is so far south that he's not going to have an opportunity to back up if this fight does kick off at this compound now.
Valiant's joining them, though. He's going to maybe get a weird off angle. I don't know. Fuzz has gone a little further south. Mexi's going a little wide. I don't know if they realize that somebody is in this compound behind them. I don't know that their Hetra's here.
I mean, with the eye tracker obviously up on screen now, it doesn't look like he's conscious. He's going to look back now to check it, but all four of FaZe Clan now are going to commit back to this compound and try and clear it out, I think.
Yeah, so maybe realizing that somebody is nearby. Honestly, the way he's looking around the stairs, he doesn't look upstairs.
He's not checking the angle.
There's no way they're looking up there. There's no way they know that he's here. This could put a real problem in FaZe's chances. The circle, by the way, very much centering in Team Liquid, happy at the moment. Everybody's still trying to come down, so the circle has adjusted down. FaZe 2 is kind of centered up, so everybody else is fine. These are very much on the edge. I wonder if FaZe are just going to back away. Yeah, they are. They're just going to back away from this, but they're going straight to Bahawaka.
Yeah, because Bahawaka actually crossed the road now.
It should be able to catch Fuzz out. Fuzz somehow gets away with it. He's pulled up tight. Hetra sees them in the back, and this is all gone wrong. FaZe are just in no man's land at the moment. They're getting picked apart. Jason gets Fuzz down. Hetra could turn back onto them. They don't know where to hide. They have to get on the vehicles and get out of there.
Yeah, Mexi's actually going all the way back to the compound. Uber is still over there, so it looks like they're going to try and flush Hetra out. But actually, Baha's coming back over to support this, so Fuzzface going to get confirmed. J-Stank with a good support there, but AC's already gone. Valley 8's way far west of this, so it's just Baha here to help Hetra defend this compound.
Just simply a case of not checking. I mean, I guess, I didn't know whether Hetra had come in with a vehicle. I didn't see him. I saw the bike of Mexi and the car of Aitzi or Uber, who's here now, but yeah, Hetra definitely catching him off guard. Meanwhile, up in the north, nade catches Mexi. Aitzi's in the north. Valiant's sneaking up behind him. No, he had a nade in hand, and that's FaZe down 2 already. This is not FaZe Sunday, ladies and gentlemen. This is all going wrong for them.
And Aitzi's actually going to get taken down by Valier up on the hill here.
Gets on the bike. The FaZe lose another. Space Station are laughing. This split late rotation that they've played off has actually worked out for them. Uber's the last man standing, and he's in the compound with Hetra.
I mean, this is really falling apart. And SSG weren't set up for this. They were actually the ones that, you know, on the back foot. FaZe came in, they were grouped up as 4. Hetra was just biding time at the compound and just completely baited FaZe in.
That nade should finish off Nerf. That's going to be a decent chunk. He's probably just going to bleed out from that. The second one almost certainly will finish him as Profi tries to cover it off, but it's a little too late. So Team Liquid take 1 off Cloud9 as they back to their compound. Looks like Uber's still stuck down there. Na'Vi, by the way, got ahead of them. The problem is for Space Station, while yes, they've got them 3 kills, it has put them way out of position.
Yeah, it has. And Uber actually, you know, he's got the benefit now where he can play spoiler on this situation. He can wait for the last person if SSG do what we've seen them do, which is rotate split. They're not all stacked up on each other. Uber might be able to get a lucky kill as they transition away.
G2 moving down, looking at the kill feed. Honestly, everyone will have seen that kill feed and seen FaZe Clan losing 3 early. At the early days, the early game, everybody sees that kill feed. You know what's happening. You see FaZe Clan members dying. That is only good news. Not good news for Cloud9, no, losing their second there as Snark picks off Profi.
Yeah, continuing problems for C9. He obviously started the game off with such momentum and, you know, crashing and taking that 1 kill point, and we said, yeah, it may be too late, but now things are falling apart come phase 2.
Some long-range shots there from Chris. Taking Balok down. Yeah, he's already hit Balok down there. He's getting a second one. He's got that drop leading well. Now he's going to have to back away. Okay. Don't think they're going to be able to confirm it on Balok. I think he'll be able to get back on his feet. So Spacestation on the move. They're going to go down Monte Nuevo way and south side of that as Balok's back. Looking around the circle, position-wise, Team Liquid got a decent split. 2-2 split north. And it works out well for them. The Knights, though, is this going to pull up to the Power Grid Hills? It looks like it might. The Knights, obviously, that is their backyard, but it's great for Athletico. Look at this. You can see them all in there. Flood and Luke will join up. Oh no. Jukesy and Insight about to get pulled up. Bitloft coming in. This time, it's not going to be the backup red tile. It's going to be the roller vehicle instead. That stills it.
But actually, yeah, we're at a weird spot in the map because Incognito are still holding this 2-2 split, so all four of Bitloft committing to this crash. Jukesy has to get in the open and knock on stills him.
Well, they're going to try and make it work. It doesn't happen, though. Jukesy will go down.
1 HP and he turned on it.
And he got back on it. It's one of those moments sometimes, like, do you go for the heal or do you just surprise and go back for the fight there? And it kind of worked out for him. Insight also taking a lot of damage in the back as he tries to flood. But as soon as he goes back out, he's going right into Team Liquid. And you can see Samsy catches the shots. And Ibi will confirm. Uber goes down. FaZe Clan out in 16th place with nothing.
And that's going to be interesting coming into the rest of these games today. Because we say that obviously we don't want this decided up in the first half of this, but this is exactly the same as what's happened last game. So it completely opens it up.
Oh no! Singularity in the open. In the open, Udir just picks them off one by one. We saw them obviously losing players early on. They lost one to the Knights and one to Cloud9, didn't they? But now G2 collects 2 easy points for G2, and that's exactly what they need. As they're just now 1 point behind Athletico.
Yeah, and actually, Na'Vi regrouping on the northern side of this circle, again, is going to cause problems for SSG, but it doesn't look like they can pick where they want to play, because they're sending Best Luck now over to a doozy. I'm not sure if this is the right decision. Well,
they see SSG moving around. It's Valiant and co they're looking at. That's a tough road to get across for SSG. Got to be honest, they're on the wrong side of the valley. Seeing they're going into the blue and trying to see how they can get around this one. They want to make a big northern rotate. Can just about get over that. I'm going to say you can get over there with a bike. I'm not too sure what else can follow it, though. So we'll see. Oh, Ghost, this is not good. Red Canids taking shots on their backs as Drassel took a big hit, but they got away with it. Don't know how safe their vehicles will be up there. They found themselves a couple of extra. I think they're Cloud9's vehicles, maybe, that were up there. They're already been blown up.
Yeah, well, obviously K-Mine's run the hell away from there. He's just kind of playing Snake now in the rocks, just waiting for some placement points.
Spacestation continuing. They're still the only team outside the circle, way up north. Rasboot trying to land those shots way up in the hills. They're going to go straight into Hell Yeah, brothers. Just the other side of the road, I think. Is going to be where Spacestation will pull up, and they will. Valiant caught off the back of the bike by Charlie. No. Oh, dear me. Well, they've got themselves the 4 kills, don't forget. You know, that's the big part. But can they get themselves back on their feet? Valiant almost certainly going to... Actually, he's getting revived.
He's getting
revived in the red, in the blue. That's pretty risky.
He's getting...
Chungy is going to get the nades down. Can't get it in the window. The second one did. Hetra's got to get out of there.
Oh, no.
Taken down by Hawaka, now getting pressured as well.
And the problem is, J-Stank was outside resin, so he's not actually here to help Baha with this push from Hell Yeah, brother.
J-Stank's bleeding out the blue as well. He's not good. He's going to get caught out. Valiant will go down, and that is Spacestation gone in 14th. From greatness of taking FaZe Clan down and dissipating down to 14th place. The circle shift, it's gone over to the west.
And actually, Senya getting a huge knock actually from that far out. Obviously helping out. Hell yeah, brother.
That's big for Athletico.
It is.
And now I'm thinking back of the compound that Spacestation could have gone to. You know, you see that compound that's on the road. It's finished there so many times. We could see continuing to go west.
Chris.
Well, I mean, it's just Chris things, I guess.
It's just Chris things. He sees something moving and he shoots it.
He's also miles from his team.
He is.
Just gets away with it. I don't know how he does it, but this is a hard Western shift because it means that Team Liquid need to move, Red Canids need to move, G2 need to move, Ghost need to move, Tempo Storm. They have themselves a strong compound. They're taking shots onto Rumblers and Bitloft as they try and rotate. Na'Vi are looking very good, by the way, as well as, of course, the Aussies, Athletico, have themselves prime compound position for this circle.
Dark with a great knock. Actually, it looks like Bitloft is going to try and crash a second team now.
A second crash. Not too sure it's going to work out. We'll see. Sizzler tries to do what he can, gets the spray down, gets the last tick of a headshot there. Round the door. The door is not going to block the bullets. Manuk will take him down. Harold and co, they're way too late on this pull-up.
Yeah, and I mean, we saw...
Are they going to carry on committing to the pull-up? Surely not.
There's no way. There's no way. Actually, they might see Tempo Storm getting knocked in the kill feed now. It looks like they could come up and pressure it.
They're still good. I don't.
they're committing to the south side of the road here, I think. Obviously, they're aware that Rumblers are there because they're receiving fire from that direction, but I don't know why we've seen them crash in such strong formation as 4 in the previous fight against Incognito and then be so split on this one. Right?
G2 are about to find Red Canids, by the way, on the top. Oh, K-Mine gets Ibby down. That's him gone. Red Canids come in the backside of Ghost and finished most of those off. Balak means to get away with it. Don't know whether Shrimzy, he's gone. So Balak's the last man standing for Ghost as they try and run south, but they're going to get sprayed down as he tries to rotate. Red Canids now pushing on the hillside. They have G2 ahead of him. Looks like Balak is going to get away clean for now, as that's going to be another polar. Bitloft continuing to try and get over the road onto Tempo Storm. I don't really know the theory behind that one, but now Red Canids see G2.
This fight up here on the east side actually could be really good for G2 because if they clear out Red Canids from behind, then they pretty much got free reign on the high ground if they can just create the space for it.
12th place for Ghost. Red Canids, I tell you what, they are on a bit of a tear here. We looked at Rusty Zero early on, definitely the highest damage dealer. These nades coming out, that looks like it could be good. I don't know if he's got the legs on it. Looks like he's going to try and make the push though, as he gets around the side there. Nades are coming back at him. Meanwhile, Cloud9
still creating problems.
Once again, K-Mine, he's took Ibby down already, gets Samty down, and then now Gemty and Jeems have sending it. They're going for one of the hay bale shacks, I think, in the middle of the field. Tempo and Athletico are ripping them apart. Hell yeah, brothers in the north, they clashing with the Knights, and along with Na'Vi, Liquid, I think, have they got in safe? That's unbelievable. If they have, as Drayden pops out of the dumpster and takes down Chung.
I mean, I'm not sure about whether or not he was baiting for him,
Liquid
for
gone.
his teammates
Liquid
there,
out in 10th, so their run for the field has not worked. Oh my word, this circle has shifted once again. This time, Na'Vi are looking golden. They have themselves the entirety of the circle. Athletico as well. They can hold this compound for a long time and just keep putting damage down on everyone that's in the fields.
But one team I do want to keep an eye on is Rumblers. Actually, they have a really good opportunity on the west side to wrap into the circle.
They're not done
They're pushing
yet.
up.
They're pushing up on the Knights now. So they've ignored the G2. G2 are taking shots on the side. This might catch them. It's caught Rusty Zero out. Drayden will steal it away. But Red Canids are just continuing their tear on the hillside, pushing on the Knights.
Actually, yeah, they're going to wipe him.
They've got him.
They pushed straight in and wiped him.
Raspu and Andy, but G2 are now pushing onto them, maybe? I don't know. Tempo just lost 2 to Incognito. They didn't expect that. That's come around the side. This is a wild game. Everything's happening around the circle. This might be one of the games where Na'Vi come out on top and with really nothing to fight because everyone's died. We're only in phase 5 and we're down to 25 people already.
I mean, Tempo have now had to defend this for 3 ensuing teams. Actually, Maluk going to get knocked down. Oh, actually, yeah, Lost coming in with the third party is going to shut down Ronan. So it's looking like they might actually have an Angel on the west side of the circle.
Long Ranger from... it was Extreme on Chris, actually. That was up in the hillside. K-Mine's still alive for Cloud9 as well, trying to creep it. Waiki Kamukau doing what he can. He wipes out Tempo Storm. Oh, my word. That is not good news. And then Lost instantly catches him on the road. Of course.
I mean, this is a good position for Rumblers now. Having cleared the west side of this, I'm hoping they can get into a position where they can get some more kills.
This is massive. Okay, G2 have got 2 down on the ground at the moment. Chris and Brexco both done and dusted. Red look like they may well fall in. Now V are looking to go for cleanup. G2 are trying to push in, so Udyr and Kane out in the open at the moment, up on the hills. Everybody else, Athletics still not moved, by the way. Athletico not moved down to that compound, so they're choosing to stick with it. So that's going to leave 4 Rumblers, 4 Athletico, 4 Na'Vi. Looks like it's going to be 2 G2 because Chris and Brexco are done.
Unless Udyr goes towards him now in this Bronco.
Well, Udyr is sending it.
I think he's going for the res.
Is he going for Chris's res?
He's going for the res.
He's going for the res. He is. Okay, well, it was actually Extreme that shot Chris. So we'll see what angle they've got. Oh! Best of last season. The Beast.
The Beast.
From the east. Delivers. And G2 feeling the wrath. He's got the hoodie up. This is danger time. Best of is angry. 4 kills and counting.
And this is huge for Na'Vi, though. If they can stay active...
Oh, no, K-Mine's got Extreme down. K-Mine's just causing problems for everyone. He took down 2 Team Liquid players. Now he's starting to pick a fight with Athletico. They are turning up to deliver. Extreme will go down, so that's 1 down. Zoidmate and Co trying to nade him out. They know he's in the shack, and he's just going to get out the back here. The second one should catch him out. Oh, he takes so much damage, but he's still alive.
How is he still alive? If you want one solo player left on this team, it's Kmon, and he's causing problems for 3 different teams. Unfortunately, going to get shut down by that nade, though.
Yeah, Zoidmate gets him. Kane's got nowhere to go. There's nades rolling in. Look at Navi. All 3 nades all rolling towards him. In the end, it's Microfry that gets it. And Rumblers have taken the center spot of the circle while Navi pushed out. So Athletico down to 3. Rumblers with 4. Lost HD holding a really nice angle down south to cover off Athletico's push.
I like this split, and this is exactly what I wanted to see Rumblers do. I maybe want to see Waldo come down a bit further south, back up Lost so that he can shut down Athletico when they're trying to come out of the compound. But Na'Vi, being a bit overzealous with cleaning up these kill points, have opened it up for Rumblers completely.
Bestalosh is holding the off angle as well for Na'Vi, so I've got to be honest, Athletico, it's going to be a tricky push, but they will have vehicles in that compound, I believe. Yeah, because they've been in there for the last 4 phases.
Where do they send it to, though?
Sees Na'Vi, yeah, where do you go? I mean, there's not really many ditches, especially with Lost down the south side of the circle, kind of covering off the angle. It's going to be a tricky rotate for, oh no, they're going 3 in a vehicle.
Oh,
it's
no.
3 in a vehicle for Athletico. No. They're sending it. Oh no, they're on the back. Oh, no.
Na'Vi are aware of it. They're moving down south already.
This is 3 kills. Someone's going to get 3 kills here, surely. They're going to pull up. They're going to go close to Na'Vi. Now, Na'Vi, okay, Na'Vi can't overpeak this because they're going to get shot by Rumblers. Yeah, so as soon as they go over, you see Bestalosh, yeah, he gets the kill, but the Rumblers immediately take shots on them.
I mean, this is bad news for Athletico, but actually we already see Godspeed and Microfry in the top side of the screen actually pushing towards us. They're ready for third party this fight. I'm not sure that Flood's going to be able to get away here just because of the line of sight.
No, he's going to get picked off. The dudes, he should finish him. There we go. Atletico will go down. 3rd place for them. And that means, ladies and gentlemen, we have a 5th party back in the mix. 99 points and counting for Na'Vi. It's a 4v4 final circle. Love it.
I mean, right now, Rumblers need to set up for this. They're going to know that the fight has finished, and there's more than likely nobody from Na'Vi needs to stop and heal, so they know that they're going to have eyes on them straight away. I'm not sure about the fact that Lost has stayed back this far, but Godspeed and Microfry have pushed up within 100 meters of Pokemolidor and Bestalosh.
Yeah, Godspeed's trying to sneak around, but I think Bestalosh has got an idea of it. What's going on there? Doozy going down low. Some of these guys were the highest damage dealers in the PEL. Bestalosh with 5 kills, Aduzi with 4. Not too surprised. We're going to see these guys representing their region in the nations.
Aduzi, though, on the south side, he's actually moving straight through the open, and Rumblers haven't seen this.
He's gone really down low, but I don't think he's going to expect Lost down there, though. I'm not too sure.
But Aduzi can backstab Microfry and probably Waldo.
Yeah, here you go. M249, that's tier 3 gear, level 3'd up. Microfry eliminated, 5 kills and counting. It's going to cost him. I think he's not going to get away with that unless he gets to the tree and smokes it. Bestalosh was trying to angle it. Godspeed was trying to go for the flank around this northern side.
But it wasn't quick enough.
It's not quick enough, yeah.
Aduzi's still stuck up in the open, and nobody from Rumblers seems to be reacting from this. Waldo's fully settled for the shack. Lost hasn't moved up to the edge of the circle yet to try and back them up. Well, and Godspeed's still on this lurk on the north side.
I mean, Aduzi's got the center point for the next circle as well. Godspeed's continuing his northern aggression. They know that, clearly, the fact they're smoking it up, they just took a shot onto Lost, so they know that Lost is down there, so it's not too surprising. It's not going to catch them off guard, but Godspeed might. Gets Aduzi down at the rock. That's what they needed, but now it gives a flag to the rest of Na'Vi that there is somebody above them.
Waldo now needs to be peeking out. He needs to get some information for Lost and tell Lost where to move up to. He doesn't have a lot to play on the west side of the circle, but even just the benefit of knowing which angle they're going to be shooting from will allow Lost to break line of sight.
Pokemolidor just catches a glimpse of Lost there. Has Lost got any meds left? Yes,
yes.
You can see him. I can say he looked like he was down to the same amount as well. So 2 first aids for him, no problem.
3 nades as well. So if this does go to the final circle, Lost is going to be able to put some pressure down with those frags.
Waldo holding that shack, at least it gives him a little bit of cover. Godspeed's once again going around that north, trying to work the angles slowly. 3v3, numbers equal. Godspeed confirms it.
Na'Vi are actually pushed back on the back side of this ridge, so they haven't got a lot of space to work with come phase 8 when this circle closes.
And with the doozy down, he was the man that was scouting for them. So Senya, the IGL, trying to put his troops in the right position, but as you can see ahead of Na'Vi, there isn't really any cover. There's nothing ahead. They've got quite a lot of smokes on them still, so they need to start using them. They need to start getting that smoke wall down and trying to push up and get to the ridge line.
I mean, Lost just needs to stay alive at this point. And the minute Lost is playing anchor for the rest of the team, they need to just bide time here, keep Lost alive, come to the final circle. He's going to have perfect LOS, and then Waldo and Godspeed can actually flank from the north.
Waldo just took a hit there from Senya, so they're well aware that he's at that shack. Little peek of the head from Lost once again. It's like whack-a-mole every time he keeps popping up for Pokemolodoy. Can't quite catch him down.
The problem right now is Lost is the one peeking for info. And he can't be doing that from that position.
Wow, the circle goes to Na'Vi.
Oh.
Na'Vi don't need to leave their position. They hold position, so it's down to the Rumblers really to move. Most of them, you can see Senya's down low. Pokemolodoy just inside the circle on this ridge. Godspeed's going to be the one that could make the difference again. Little trades, just a little mini 14, just a shot back and forward is all we're going to have. It's going to be down to Godspeed to try and make that push.
But actually, Na'Vi have still got really good utility
Lost
as well.
back. Look at this. Lost is moving. So Rumblers are regrouping. They're going to regroup on the north side. So it's going to be Na'Vi down on the eastern side of the circle. Rumblers are grouping on the northern side.
I think we're going to see Na'Vi try and lay down some utility here. But this dirt road that comes through straight through the middle of this circle, literally nothing on the north side of that is playable. So until this circle closes, Rumblers can just sit outside. But actually, Na'Vi still have the benefit of this ridge.
Na'Vi starting to use the smoke wall, so are they going to try and reposition? They could get closer to that ridge line, but we can see Godspeed now has the angle. Okay, Godspeed gives his position away. Lost. Oh, he's going to be kicking himself for missing that one. Felt he could have found it through the smoke. They're just trying to spray a bit. They see Pokemolodoy in the open.
Some good hit.
Spray from Lost.
He's 1 HP.
He's 1 HP. Gets away with it, hits the dirt, and gets the first aid off.
I want to see Lost right. Actually, he's down to 3 HP as well. If he can move up to this rock in front of him, it's going to give him a huge advantage over Na'Vi whilst they're sitting behind these smokes.
What nades do they have left? I can see the smokes going out. I can see the HEs are starting to trade as well. Not too sure how close they are, but Na'Vi so grouped up, one big nade could definitely be the difference. Godspeed's trying to push forward. Pokemoldo is holding Lost off. Godspeed just keeps on creeping closer and closer. The central circle point, it's not great for either team.
No, it's not, but Lost has nothing to play other than that rock that I just mentioned.
Oh, it hit the
Senya
tree.
actually going to shut him down.
It hit the branch of the tree. That would have gone straight on Godspeed's head. Pokemoldo tries to use it as a movement, tries to push forward, sees Godspeed out on the side there. Pokemoldo had a good angle on him. Lost has been caught. He's down. He's down on the ground. He gets a little spray down. Best Lost is delivering at the moment as Waldo holds the back angle. They're down to 2.
I mean, this came down to Na'Vi baiting the time with the
Oh
smoke.
no, Waldo down.
Waldo down. Godspeed in a solo situation now. Real shame to see this, but Na'Vi just using their utility so well here.
Massive points, though, for Na'Vi to pick up the victory here in a 3v1 against Godspeed. The circle closes in. They know where he is. There's not a lot he can do about it unless he manages to pick off a worldy headshot. The other side's got the tree and a ridge to play with as he tries to keep all 3. If only he had a nade right now. Look at them all. They're lined up ready, waiting for it. But
they're stacked on top of each other.
there we go, ladies and gentlemen. Na'Vi with a 14-kill win. A 14-kill win. 24 points is going to launch them back in the hundreds. And they're going to be right back in the mix with FaZe going out in 16th. Team Liquid not really picking up a great deal. Athletico got good points in this game. Oh my God, we are close in that top 5.
Yeah, I mean, this is exactly what we want to see. We want to see more teams come into this point cluster of everybody contesting for the top 4 right now. And actually to add another team into the mix, Na'Vi yesterday were below SSG. So to see them make this performance now, this is the day 1, game 1 Na'Vi that we saw.
Senyak just arranging his troops in that matchup. Bestalosh and Aduzi delivering. Both getting 5+ kills in that game. Fantastic performance from the boys. In fairness, you know, they came in near Space Station, near FaZe. They heard that battle and just veered off a little bit, found themselves the compound, found themselves the space, and just kept picking off people left and right. G2 fell to them. G2 got quite a few kills in that game as well, by the way. Pretty wild in terms of compounds. I think we were at phase 5 and we were down to 25 people already.
Yeah.
So we knew it was going to be a slow finish, but it's very unusual. It's probably, I would say, 1 in 20 games we get a full-on 4v4 finish like that.
Yeah, and the thing was, I mean, I criticized them early game with their split. They had a wide split. I think it was in phase 3, but the fact that they identified that, you know, teams were rotating around to the north and they wanted to apply pressure, they didn't want anybody to set up on that side of the circle. As soon as we had those 2 back-to-back hard shifts, they're in a position where they knew nobody was there. And it allowed them to be aggressive on the east side. They pushed out all the way out of the circle to wipe red Canids, clean up G2 as well. Just really heads-up play for them.
Well, I spoke to Bestalosh yesterday, and he said, I said, you just need 1 big game tomorrow, and that'll put you right back in here. He said, no, we need 2. Well, we'll see how that works out. A doozy is with Rachel.
Thank you so much, guys. A doozy, you were my first interview on day 1, and then I didn't get to talk to Na'Vi again until Bestalosh at the end of the day yesterday. He said between day 1 and day 2, you guys had a little bit of a lull, but it seems like you're back in the mix now, especially considering the points situation. How do you feel about your position as the team?
Pretty good. We start make a comeback, I hope. So we will try to get a lot of points from last games and try to, I don't know, maybe win, maybe we will take second or third position, maybe fourth, we'll see. We just want to play good and show good gameplay.
And that seems to be important to every one of your teammates, each of you going out there and picking up a ton of kills for the team, trying to collect these points now. So how have you changed your strategy over the last couple of days to achieve this?
We just start, I think, to play more aggressive without some teams can easily kill us or something like that. We just start play our game.
Well, let's talk about that final circle there against the Rumblers. It was 4v4, then 3v3. One of the things that we noticed about how Na'Vi played very grouped up while Rumblers was spread across the top. Obviously, it worked out just fine for you guys, but what is the thought behind that?
Wait, you mean why we grouped?
Yeah.
Because it was a reach where there are group. I just ran to the middle because it was no position for me, and saw one guy proning, killed him, and tried to kill second guy in the shack, but I didn't see a guy with this case who knocked me. But if I knock shack, I think it will be pretty easy for us. We just push them.
And my last question for you guys, it's hard to choose who's going to peak in those situations, so much on the line. Tell me a little bit about your communication and how those decisions are made.
As I said, first game, first day, we have one guy who is making calls on start game in the middle, but in the end, we everyone is communicating and just, yeah.
You guys take on equal risk and you reap equal rewards. So congratulations, Na'Vi. Once again, a victor, and the top of the leaderboard is so exciting. Let's send it back to the desk, take another look at that game.
Thank you, Rachel and a doozy. Na'Vi getting the chicken dinner there and pushing themselves further up the table. I can see where they are now. I'm not going to reveal that just yet, though. I'm going to let my analysts take over, Toffees and Frost. One key point for me was FaZe dying earlier on in that game. That's really thrown a spanner in the works, so to speak, with regards to the overall leaderboard.
I mean, FaZe has had 2 rough games in a row in terms of where their placement is. You know, Mixie said last night that they don't enjoy coming into the last day in first place. It's kind of a mentality thing, and maybe this is what FaZe wants, right? Is take a few bad games, get themselves into a catch-up position, and then get to play FaZe PUBG. But for me, the big one here is we're seeing a lot of fights early. We're seeing a lot of kills getting spread out. And yet, Na'Vi still manages to come home with 14 on that match.
Yeah, I mean, the fights was super early, and it was all because in this game, at least, we had a very Eastern plane, and the circle was very Western. So a lot of the teams were actually having those early fights, and then in the end, we saw Rumblers and Na'Vi almost battling out for 3 faces.
Yeah, and it seemed like Rumblers kind of had the moment, right? They seemed like they had the M249 there on micro. They had some pretty good positioning. They had a quality spread against Na'Vi. And then you saw that pick off, and we thought maybe it was because Los was supposed to be watching his back on that angle. But kudos to Na'Vi. Na'Vi made a very strong flank play. They caught micro while he wasn't looking, and after he was down and it became 3 versus 4, it was just a waiting game to see who got that next knockdown and then how it played out from there.
Now, Patrick, you mentioned an easterly plane with Western circles, and that is actually what Toby would like to talk about during his breakdown.
Thank you so much, Paula. Exactly that, as you see on our screens right now, red lines symbolizing the plane path. We let it run for a second, immediately circle pops. We can already now cut off pretty much the whole line here. Keep in mind, Singularity, landing in the middle of everything down here. They are being a roadblock for multiple teams that are used to making those rotations from the eastern side over towards the west. All of a sudden, you have a team to deal with in the middle of your highway. When you look at the whole hillside here, this is practically uncrossable, but you do have a little dirt road leading up here. well, not any longer. Low kicks is there holding you off. So that's an accessible terrain. Teams, they need to slow things down, and all of a sudden, as we move further forward, things get slowed down to such an extent that teams, they get locked down. They can't do a whole lot from where they are. You can see already now plenty of room that is not taken by any teams until very late on. And as we move further forward, circle 4 pops. That's the crucial point here. And that's what we're really going to go into. The 4th circle popping, boom, goes hard west, and immediately no room to work around. There's 2 teams in it, Athletico, Tempo Storm as well, proper compound positions. Everyone else, they don't have to take a fight. They've been holding it for so long, didn't want to. And if we get the highlight rolling for a second, we can see exactly how it went down. All these teams, they're out in the open. They have barely any cover. And it's one of those situations where if you're covered by the team next to you on a horizontal level, by the verticals, because you have teams down the hill looking up towards you, they'll be shooting at you while you're medding, causing a lot of trouble, causing a lot of issues. And as D-Man said, it was a chaotic mid-game leading to a very quiet late game. That's the breakdown for this one. Paula, back to you.
Thank you so much, Toby, for that. Is that something that you picked up? Sorry, guys. Caught me mid-crushing his tweet. Thought Toby was going to go on a bit more. Toffees, would you like to point out anything with regards to that plane and circle pattern? Because it was a defining factor in that map.
There is a reality that we've got some traps, we've got some roadblocks, as Toby likes to put it, inside of Death Valley, that area that's difficult to transition through just north of Picado. But the truth is, teams like Singularity, who are trying to be a roadblock, are really more of a speed bump. Other teams seem to be rolling through them effectively in that area. 0 kills for Singularity and an early out. But a couple of teams that are getting slowed down, like Liquid, it's costing them big. And what that's doing is blowing open the top 5 on this board to really make it sort of a banger here at the end of the day, as I think teams like G2 and Athletico, who are surviving that with good long rotations and avoiding those speed bumps, are the ones who are thriving right now.
Well, we have 1 match left on Miramar, and currently, Na'Vi is one of the top teams right now on Miramar. On the other hand, on Erangel, we see teams like Liquid, FaZe, Athletico, and G2 doing much better. So I'm expecting Na'Vi to do good in the next game as well, and then we see a comeback from the other teams on Erangel games.
Unless we see something that's a little bit crazy, like a northeast circle or extremely northeast, and I expect Na'Vi to sort of maintain their position and get themselves ready for Erangel. Best case scenario for the rest of the map out there, I think everybody else wants to see that northeast. They want to see it move away from Na'Vi. They want to have a good chance to sort of get people moving and as far away from Death Valley as possible.
All right, well, guys, let's get up the scoreboard for match number 2 and then move into our leaderboard. 24 points for Na'Vi at the top. Rumblers making a showing again in second place with 11 points. And Athletico with 9 points. That's key. Don't forget that, ladies and gentlemen. And yeah, and then we can see the rest of the spread throughout that scoreboard. And why did I say that was key? Because Athletico now move into first place, but Toffees, Frost by just 1 point, 116 points in first. Liquid move into second with 115. G2 hold on their heels with 111. And FaZe, yeah, with those 2 not optimal games in a row now into fourth. Na'Vi stick at 5. Spacestation move up 1.
Remember, our point record is held by Na'Vi twice now in a 24-point game. So that's the highest that anybody has scored in a singular match. They've done it twice. So at the top 5, they're very close together, but they're going to catch up soon. They're going to do that by dealing damage and taking down their opponents.
Guys, we've seen some changes in the damage leads over the course of the 3 days, but now we have 3 Athletico players in there, Luke, Zoid, and Flood. Uber's at the top for FaZe, and then Jempty from Team Liquid. Not really surprised on either side there, but to have 3 from one team and it being Athletico, that's pretty crazy.
I mean, it's amazing to see 3 of them up there. It comes down to them taking a lot of the shots. They're currently leading with the kills over the whole tournament as well. But they want to take the damage and make sure that translate them into kills.
And that's it too. I think Luke 12 is getting a lot of love for his kills, but you got to, when you see that stat, it tells you it's not just him performing, right? He's probably the guy with the mini 14 while his buddies are the guys with the bolt actions, right? We've all played where, you know, you hit the guy on the run, you're like, oh, he's almost dead. And then your friend comes in and knocks him out with the mini. But they're working well as a unit. At this level, it doesn't matter who gets the kills. It matters how your team is putting damage downrange. And if you're raining lead on the other teams and they're scared to come near you, like Athletico has been, that means everyone else has to move in ways that make them uncomfortable, and that's what's been effective. In fact, Rumblers used that, I think, against Athletico in that last game. That's why they ended up going out in third, because they just sort of hit them hard enough that they pushed them over into Na'Vi and said, stay out of our area.
I mean, a lot of times, just with the damage, you can scare away the teams.
Yes.
You weaken them, make them use their utilities like the meds, the smoke, stuff like that, and you take more control for yourself, and that's how you go and win the game.
We've seen a lot of people surviving with like 1 HP in this tournament so far, and sometimes that feels like, oh, rats, they didn't get the kill. But the cost to helmets, the cost to vests, and the cost to regen cannot be understated.
Yeah, that damage to utility and the other factors you mentioned, of course, still very useful. Toffees, Frost, thank you so much. Ladies and gentlemen, we are going to go to a short break now and then be back with our final Miramar match of the day. Do not go anywhere.